Today is Saturday, March 27th. How we doing? Ray, Designer High, what's going on? Achim, what's up? What's going on? Happy Saturday to y'all. Sage the Poet, what up, Titus? What up, Joy? Good morning, everybody. How we doing? So. The last weekend of March, Grand Rising. Next week is Palm Sunday. Palm Friday. What's up? Ami? Hey. Joy, what's going on over there? Ranita, what's happening? What is happening in the world? Gotta tell y'all, last night, didn't even really look at the news or nothing like that. Me and baby girl, we just looked at a bunch of Fresh Prince of Bel-Air reruns. Real Gunter, what's up, man? How you doing? Where you been? Yesterday, the kids got some good grades on their report card. What's up, Milt? Hey, Casey. Good morning, Case. Kids got some good grades, and there was some marked improvement in the little general. Some grades went up as high as 20, 30 points. He's really doing a lot better back in school. What's up, Watt? Cheetah Dog, Playboy, Chief, or any other little crazy thing we call each other, Milk. Decided to let them pick what they wanted as a victory meal, and I just knew I was gonna have to go to Baskin Robbins, Mod's Pizza, and Tiff's Treats. I thought all that was gonna be online. What did they say? They just wanted to go to McDonald's, get a Happy Meal, and get a McFlurry. That lets you know how often I keep that away from them. Yes, Lord. Say yes, Lord. That's all y'all want? So be it. So that was cool for them. Let me put this on. I love this new Karen album, y'all. I really do.
We held accountable when we lived wrong.
See,
I guess that's why we go through it and we still wake up, right?
Khan wasn't listening yesterday when we told everybody 8:30. We can't stay long. Yeah. You at the game at 9? Have y'all already left, Milk? Man, Milk, you gotta break out. So yeah, yay to him. Yay to him. What's up, Miss B83? How you doing this morning? All right. There was something else. Okay. All right, I want to tell y'all this. I'm about to put a real truth out there for me and Milton. Most of our day is spent looking at the daggone stock market. We have been consumed with hey Con, you didn't hear us yesterday when we said 8:30? We put it up in the chat and everything. What's up, team? Good morning. So we've been consumed with watching the stock market, and we call each other now periodically throughout the day. Milt, what would you say on average of 5 times? Keeping an eye out on a certain spark of shine. What's up? What's up, Vanessa? Vanessa, aka Sissy. We almost talk now more than when we were at our cowboy. Uh, we almost talk more now during the day than like doing on game day for the Cowboys. You know, the great thing about our relationship is, we understand how each other watches the game. We don't necessarily want any interruption. We'll wait to the commercial to criticize, that 3rd and 6 draw play, or why we were running a 3-4 when they've been passing on us all day, and why we don't get a nickel defense. But always, man, I'm fascinated. I'm fascinated by the stock market now, and trying to learn as much as I can about it. Fascinated by it. Fascinated. And I really hope, my hope is that everybody, man, everybody tries to learn as much as possible, man. These white folks been getting over on us. They've been getting over for years. For years. Because we don't want to take the time out to learn. Or you want to think, you don't have enough to start, to put in there. Let me tell you, here's the amazing thing. I didn't think I had enough to put in there either. And I'm amazed. I'm amazed at how much my account has grown. And really, right about now is my 1-year mark of jumping in on Robinhood. And hey, Diva Soul Star. Yeah, it's like my 1 year. Yeah, 5 to 6 times a day. Why? So my hope is, man, everybody get in. So maybe we can even collectively put a little thing together, man. We all pull our money and start winning. I don't know. Just an idea. Just an idea. But it's my new addiction. There's no other way to describe it. It's my new addiction, because on Fridays, I'm sorry, on Saturday and Sunday, it's like, what I do? What I do now? I'm not watching the market, not keeping the eyeball on trends and prices, looking for entry points. I'm gonna tell you this. All right, let me just ask, besides Tammy, who invests into the market? Who invests in the market? I just want to know, and what are some of your things that you invest in? Something. Tell me a little something. H-Town, SYD. What do you? Yeah. Anybody? I guess nobody's in the market. Nobody invests nothing. Or do you have like at least a 401k or something like that? Y'all got like a 401k and just got in it and you just don't know, right? Right? Something. Come on, man. I should. All right, Renita. What's up? All right, here's the thing. It's not about, all right, you don't know how to play the market. Okay. You're trying to learn now. Okay. All right. So, that's Joy does. Trying to learn. All right. Where are you at on your learning tip? I think here's what I'm gonna do. There are certain websites. You got Apple, Exxon, GE, MGM, etc. Okay, Joy. There you go. I'm in Robinhood learning Fred in the Robinhood. Before you put any money in, just started working for myself and thinking about investing in Tesla. Cool. All right. But before you put any money in, there are 2 websites, and I will put them after the show this morning. Anybody that's not in the Spiritually Sanitized messenger group on Facebook, message me on Facebook, and so I can add you to the group. So there are like two websites, and you can start off with $100,000 of fake money and learn, take that money and invest in the things that you would like, and then use that as a gauge, to start using as a gauge. Me and Milton and I didn't know what we were doing. We had we were just no rhyme or reason. And got lucky. I got lucky. My first investment, really one of the first ones, took a forex trading seminar, and it confused me more. Yeah, no, we'll do these. Like I said, I'm gonna put these little Ami. Message me, Ami. You on Facebook, right? Message me on Facebook so I can add you to the group. So you can take $100,000 fake money and then invest it. As a matter of fact, Milton and I said we're gonna do it with our kids. James Pritchett, good morning. Mock TV, good morning. So we're gonna do it with the kids, and I told my kids to write down 5 things or 5 products that they really like, and one of them, Carter likes PlayStation. Tell me, Tam. Morning. Let's see. Need all the help you can get. Well, here's what I've learned. Donnie D. Dyard. Donnie D. I read. Here's one thing I've learned, and I'm gonna preface mine too. I am not giving financial advice. I'm gonna give you the tools. I'm gonna point you in the direction of the tools, but I'm gonna point you in the direction of the tools so you can make your own informed decisions. Like I said, Milton and I, oh man, I think about some of the mistakes that we made early on. And there's a book. Gotta go. All right, Milt. Y'all be safe, man. Have a great Milt. Text me where the game is. If there's another game this afternoon, maybe we can make it out there. Yeah, we're gonna give you that. I'll give y'all the tools. There's a book called The Intelligent Investor by Robert Graham. I think everybody needs to get that book. Robert Graham. All right. And it breaks down what website do I use? I started out with Robinhood. I started out with, like everybody else, I started out on Robinhood because it was easy to learn. And yeah, basically because it was easy to learn. It was easy to learn on Robinhood. And, it helped get my feet wet. I'm investing in so far about 13 different stocks, but I'm a novice, only doing it for less than a year. See, Joy, same here. Only less than, just right now at the year mark. Just right now at the year mark. And I heard this is when I first started. I heard one of the things to do was to invest in things that you use, right? One of the things, look around your house. What are some of the products that you use around the house or that you use on a daily, and to start investing in those companies? If you got Apple computers and an iPhone and an iPad, maybe put your money in Apple, or you're an athlete and you run and you got Nike this or Nike that or Adidas this, Adidas that. Put in things So I started off. One of my first investments was in Zoom because actually yesterday marked the year that I did like my first Zoom interview, and I did it with Kwame because he was going to do this thing called Saturday Morning Tunes, where he brought out LL Cool J and Rakim and Big Daddy Kane and Salt and Pepper and all these other people came on. It was an ambitious thing that he was doing, and I did an interview with him. And I said, you know what? Let me do a little investment in Zoom. And my investment in Zoom took off. I got lucky. I really got lucky, like with my first investment. And I thought, oh, okay, this is just how it is. You put some money in and just jump up. But that's not the case. That's not the case. Entry point is a big deal. When and what you buy it for is it's like a sale. Let's talk shoes with Tammy. Tammy, what are your favorite shoes?
My favorite shoes are, just because you asked me, I'm like, oh, what are my favorite shoes? I love I'm trying to think, what's the shoe that I wear? The brand. Um, I wear Charles David shoes. I love Jimmy Choo, but I only have like one pair of Jimmy Choo shoes. What else do I like? I'm just drawing a blank just because you asked me.
All right. Well, here, let's get to the point of the matter.
Point of the matter is,
the point of the matter is Jimmy Choo's. What's a range that Jimmy Choo's normally go for?
like $1,000 maybe. I don't know. I got
$1,000. They run for $1,000, and you were eyeballing some Jimmy Choo's for a while. But let's say you knew at some point in time, maybe it's even seasonal or quarterly, that they do a big sale, and those $700 shoes would drop down to $700. How bad do you have to have them shoes? Would you get those shoes right now, or would you wait till, let's say, the new fall collection comes out and you'd wait till September to buy them for $700? Where's your patience tolerance?
Oh, okay. So I don't spend that much on shoes. I just like them. But let me tell you, so first of all, I've been waiting to get on because I was trying not to be a part of this conversation.
Right.
Because of what I do for a living, I cannot give out financial.
Right.
So right. I was trying to remove myself. But what I will say is, this is what I will say to you. It's not timing the market. It's time in the market. So what I would say is you get in and you start investing, because you don't know when there's going to be a rise or a fall. And so you get in and you stay in for as long as you can. And then right. as you look at your investment time horizon, those are things that you need to look at. Like, how long are you going to invest? Are you trying to invest up until your retirement? Are you trying to, what is your goal that you're trying to achieve? And then the other thing I would say is look at, like, say for somebody like, I won't say somebody like me, just anybody. The goal would be ideally that you go in, when you're first start making any money at all, you start right. money in, like you said, even if it's your 401k. If you're in a 401k, your goal would be to maximize what your company matches and make sure you're at least putting that amount in, because if not, you're leaving money on the table.
That's right.
And then the other thing would be that what your risk tolerance is. So if you can handle the risk, you go in and kind of, you're young, you got a long time horizon to be investing. Say you're 20 and you're going to stay work until you're 60. You got 40 years to invest. Now, towards the end, as you get closer to those 60 years, then you would start trying to kind of maybe tweak your investments so that they're stable, right? As opposed to the more risky ones. But, if you think about when you put money in, even if you're just putting a little bit of money in, the compounding on that, the earlier you start, it's amazing. So if you look at something, you go ahead and invest now, as opposed to, waiting 10 years and like you invest 100 now versus 10 years versus waiting 10 years and investing 1,000.
Yeah,
is worth way more. You'd
have missed out.
Right. So, and I agree with you, not just about investing, but just in general. If there's something that you really like, or if there's something that you feel, like in being an entrepreneur. I think I talked about this before, but this one lady, she had back problems and she created the Relax the Back store because she kept having to go all these different places to find what she needed. So it's always think about yourself. You are a consumer.
Yeah.
So whatever you consume, that's how you should try to make those kind of decisions. Like, what you might want to invest in. As a novice. Now, there's people that do lots of research. I work with them as to how to invest and why to invest. But as an individual, just doing some things on your own. My other advice to you would be, find you, if you've got a lot of cash and you're trying to figure out what to do, look into a financial advisor, and you can find somebody that can kind of help you, guide you along. And there's all kinds of different ones that don't take a lot of, fees
Right.
and all that kind of stuff. So do that research too. I mean, it's great to do some stuff on your own, like, I won't say for entertainment purposes, but like in addition to your main like 401k and different stuff. But if you have a significant amount, I mean, you can really put your money to work for you. So, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, Renita, I know.
I understand.
Yeah,
Yeah, I understand that. And um Milton and I looked at there was a video we saw about 7-8 months ago, and like you were talking about time in the market, it was talking about Domino's Pizza. If
hmm
you put in $1,000 on Domino's Pizza and then invested an additional I think it was somewhere between the area of $200 and $400 a month just in the Domino's Pizza.
hmm
Uh, Domino's, and I don't want to get too technical with everybody, but Domino's gives what's called a dividend return, and basically that means for every share of Domino's that you own, every quarter they'll give you back, let's say 25 cents. They'll give you 25 cents just because you own one share. Now, one share may cost $20, and they'll just give you a quarter for that. Well, 10 years ago, if you'd have put $1,000 in on Domino's and put in $400 a month on Domino's just to watch it grow, you would have, I think it was $1.2 million
Wow.
just Domino's, because um their business model is strong, and they stay making money. And you would think like Domino's, just Domino's, word. But Domino's, their dividend game, and if you read, like you said, you reinvest it. So you're putting your money in, and then the dividend return that they give you, you reinvest that in. It's just ticking up, steady going up. You be super paid off of yeah, stocks that pay dividends. It's a good thing. But I'm gonna put this website in so everybody can start with fake money. Start with fake money, and just think about the things that you do around the house. If you eat Raisin Bran, look at Kellogg's. If you always making grilled cheese sandwiches, look at Kraft. if you drive a Ford or Tesla or whatever like that, look at that, and just start keeping an eyeball. Think of how much money you would put in, and it's a good little deal. Like I said, I'm doing it with the kids. So, or Milton and I plan on doing it with the kids. We're going to sit down and we're going to have a little contest of who's going to win, the girls or the boys, on who's going to make the most money in a certain time. So Olivia already said she wanted to buy Barbies. So I said, okay, so we're going to look at Mattel. And the boys, they all about PlayStation 5, so they want to put their money on Sony. Um, so we're gonna do that. I think they wanted to do some foods. I think Post. I think Olivia's, because she likes Fruity Pebbles, so she wants to put her money in Post because of that. So we're gonna do a whole little thing, and we're gonna let them chart it out. But at the same time, we said we're gonna start putting little money in and making their own account, because you can put I think it's like $1,200 to $1,400 a year in 4 kids, and you can do it tax free. I think that's what it is. Don't give me. Just rewind. Pretend I never said that. But yeah, teaching them early about we're gonna
Okay,
teach
so
them
I
early
have to
about.
challenge you. Teaching them
Yeah.
early about investing. Are you teaching them early about tithing?
Oh, absolutely.
Okay.
Yeah. So that's the whole thing. Well, and that's part of the whole financial picture of trying to get them to be better than what I am right now, and uh, learning how to earn the money and then how to divide it up. There's a cool little tool JJ on the mic taught me. It's like young investor. It's like a game, and so you have I think you've got like four little bags you divide your money up into when you get it, right? So there's one for investing, one for saving, one for giving, and then one you know do with what you will. I forget the name of the game, but I'll find that too and put that up.
So I had a lady I knew that was with her kids, and I haven't done this. You know, I need to do it now. Holland especially is at an age for it, but she would teach her kids. She would give them their allowance or whatever. Every time they got some money, they would have to put 10% in the bank in their savings account and 10% for church. And she taught them that. And then now I think, like you should say, and also 10% for an investment. And imagine if you get them doing that like right away.
Yeah.
With that.
Why is this thing saying no sound? All right, I don't know. All right, that's on me. I don't know what is going on with this here. All right, so I'm gonna have to do the mic over here again, like I did the other day.
Oh, okay.
To cheat the system. All right, let's get to rolling because I'm hungry.
Yeah, and I have I told y'all I had a pipe in my air conditioner that burst. Well, I saw water was all over my floor in the garage. And I thought it was the water heater. And the guy is saying, no, it's the pipe. He's here right now working. It's the pipe behind the washing machine burst.
Oh, no.
So now he's working on that. I mean, because water was all, I have some boxes and stuff in my garage. They're all wet on the bottom. And I was seeing a little bit of water, but I thought it was just, it would always seem like it would be when it was raining too. And then but now it's like a whole lot of water. So I called them and it's just like one thing after another.
The party don't stop.
Party don't stop. But that's all right.
Spiritually sanitized scripture of the day.
I listen because it gets me through my day and it eases my mind.
With Tamla Wilson.
Hold up, wait a minute.
What you gonna play now? Bobby, I don't know. But whatsoever I play, it's got to be funky.
It's the spiritually sanitized scripture of the day with Dr. Tamla Wilson.
She's a real deal, so you know.
Girl, that's a good segment. Still, a.k.a. Reverend Spice.
Oh, yeah.
All right. So yesterday we were in John 11. Today we're in John 12, and we're going to cover two separate pericopes, but I'm going to tie them together. So the first one is where Mary anoints Jesus. So 6 days before the Passover, starting with verse 1 in John 12. 6 days before the Passover, Jesus came to Bethany, the home of Lazarus, whom he had raised from the dead. There they gave a dinner for him. Martha served, and Lazarus was one of those at the table with him. Mary took a pound of costly perfume made of pure nard, anointed Jesus' feet, and wiped them with her hair. The house was filled with the fragrance of the perfume. But Judas Iscariot, one of his disciples, the one who was about to betray him, said, "Why was this perfume not sold for 300 denarii and the money given to the poor?" He said this not because he cared about the poor, but because he was a thief. He kept the common purse and used to steal what was put into it. Jesus said, "Leave her alone. She bought it so that she might keep it for the day of my burial. You always have the poor with you, but you do not always have me." I'm going to jump down to verse 12. Jesus' triumphal entry into Jerusalem. The next day, the great crowd that had come to the festival heard that Jesus was coming to Jerusalem. So they took branches of palm trees and went out to meet him, shouting, "Hosanna! Blessed is the one who comes in the name of the Lord, the King of Israel." Jesus found a young donkey and sat on it, as it is written, "Do not be afraid, daughter of Zion. Look, your king is coming, sitting on a donkey's colt." His disciples did not understand these things at first, but when Jesus was glorified, then they remembered that these things have been written of him and had been done to him. So I'm gonna stop right there.
Oh man, because we read this the other day.
Oh, you need to read?
I want you to do the part where she came and she wiped the tears, and she her tears washed his feet. She wiped his with her hair, and then what Simon said.
Okay, so
what Jesus said to Simon.
You're in a different book.
Oh, okay, okay, same story, different book. Okay.
So remember, I told you there's the
right. Everybody's
the synoptic gospels with each one with their own version of it. So
okay.
So that's
all right.
One.
Okay, yeah, because we didn't talk about Judas in there. All right.
Or Mary. I mean, Mary and Martha and Lazarus weren't there either, right? It was just Simon. It was at Simon's house.
It was at Simon's house. Oh, Jesus went so hard on him.
Yeah, he did. I think I shared that one with y'all before, but yes, I like that one too, because he knew what Simon was thinking.
Right.
And he was like, you ain't even give me a kiss. She kissed my feet. You ain't even did this.
I entered your house. You didn't even give me a kiss. She done put her whole tears and washed my feet and everything else, and then with her hair and went and got this expensive perfume, and you didn't give me a kiss,
right?
And you want no shade on her,
right?
Playboy.
Hold up. Slow your roll.
Hold on, man. All right. So I pull away from then. All right. I like this Judas. This is new to me. Okay.
So this one is interesting for a lot of reasons to me. And one of the things that I like about it that I've always heard, I know this scripture, but what stood out to me today was, first of all, when he says, leave her alone. She bought it that she might keep it for the burial of the day of my burial. But then he says, you always have the poor with you, but you do not always have me. So Jesus is in this frame of mind where he knows he's about to die. He knows that there are people that are doing things as scripture calls for, that scripture prophesied that would happen. But he is still having dinner with his friends. And then you skip down and he is riding into Jerusalem in a triumphant kind of entrance, still in the back of his mind, knowing this is the beginning of my earthly ending, right? And yet he's present in the moment. He's present. And so I'm like, if Jesus can be present in the moment, having dinner, chilling with family and friends, when he knows he's about to go to the cross for us, how much more should we be able to be present in the moment when we're with our children or our friends or at work or our loved ones? Like, we talk about, and a lot of times this is applied to women, like, can you really have it all? Can you be a mother? And y'all know I've been watching Blackish. And so Bo's kind of going through this thing because she's having this last baby and she was trying to make partner.
Right.
And it's like, can you really have it all? And it's like, you can have it all, but you can't have it all and be trying to focus on all of it at one time. You've got to be able to, like, in my opinion, compartmentalize, right?
Yeah. And I think that's harder for women than men. At least
y'all are just like, I'm not thinking about that.
Well, all right. When Nikki and I went to this marriage counselor that we had early on in our marriage, Dr. Nancy Whitaker, God bless her. The way she broke it down to us, she said, think of it as having a house, right? So the man has a house. With his house, though, there are several different rooms. There's a room for his job. There's a room for his kid. There's a room for his wife. There's a room for his boys. There's a room for his other activities, where he likes to go golf or play basketball or smoke cigars. And when he's in one room, that's the room he's in. So he closes the door to those other rooms. Mm-hmm. And so if there's a fire going on in one room and he's not in that room, then that room's not of the importance right now. A woman's house is one room. And there's, like I said, there's job, there's kids, there's friends, there's finances, there's emotions, or whatever it may be. And if one thing is out of order,
amiss,
if one thing is amiss in the room, then the whole house is under attack.
She has no peace.
And she got no peace. She's got no peace. And so right. So there that and you know, and that's the beauty of the difference of us, you know, of different people, you know, or between men and women, because, you know, in some respects it's easier for the woman to look at the whole picture and see everything. And you know, there's pros and cons for both, and that's why you have, you know, both opinions, so you can learn how to try to marry those two. But you know, when she told me that, it made a big difference.
Yeah,
You know.
I find that I tend to lean more towards the guy side
Okay.
in this area. I have a little, I mean, I'm a woman, I have a little bit of that, but I also feel like I mean, like, think about what I've been doing. I've finished a degree, I work, I'm a full-time single mom, you know, and I'm doing, and it's not always good, you know, because sometimes like you said, I'll focus on one thing so much that I'm like, oh, there was that other thing I was supposed to be doing.
What's that smell? Something on fire.
Something on fire. But I think that but I am not always good. So that makes me not always good at being present. Because sometimes I'm thinking about that area of the house, I like your analogy, the area of the house that I'm in. I'm thinking about that. So I could be sitting here with you guys, but maybe I'm thinking about a paper I had to write and what I'm going to say in that paper and how I'm going to organize it. And that's what's going on in my head. And so, but if you compartmentalize in such a way that where you are is the room you're in, right? So if you're with your kids, you know, like sometimes I'm thinking, well, I could be doing this. I mean, the kids will be up, and I'm like, no. Now there is a time when my kids are doing other things that I could maybe do some other stuff. But when they're, you know, interacting and wanting to interact with me, I need to try and do that. And sometimes it's challenging because sometimes I'm just trying to cook dinner and my son is shoving his tablet in my face for me to watch a video. And but I got my hands on these these chicken parts, and I'm I'm trying to season them. So give me 1 second. But yeah, but I just think you have to be present. But I'd be interested to hear from the other ladies and the guys. Do y'all feel that that's the case? Do you feel like we women that we like with the analogy that Rob gave? Are we like an open house? Do y'all feel like that applies to you, or do you feel like you go another way? You know,
I know it was spot on for me.
Yeah.
And I know it was spot on for Nick.
Right.
You know, just and when I think about like even my mom, you know, there was I could see in her relationship with my father, how, you know, when I think of little dust ups,
right,
I can see where the issue was the big house analogy, or the wide open cabin,
right,
versus the 3-bedroom.
open concept.
It's the open concept. The open concept home, right. And you know, come in and you can't be happy that the kitchen is clean because there's some folded clothes on the couch.
Right.
They folded, you know.
Yeah. Why you couldn't just go to extra? Yeah. So, but let me say, so I lifted this up for us today because tomorrow is Palm Sunday, and I just wanted people. I mean, because some people, you know, I'm still very active with my church, even through worshiping over the web, but I know everybody isn't, and so I want y'all to be alert that this Sunday is Palm Sunday, and the following Sunday is Easter Sunday, and this is probably the highest time of celebration in the Christian church, right? This is when our Savior went to the cross for us. And this Palm Sunday is kind of like it's like the, what do you call it? The building up to what is about to happen. And so after Palm Sunday, we start, like at Wheeler, we're doing these, the 7 words. On Friday, Good Friday, there's going to be some phenomenal women preachers, I think, on Thursday, or no, Thursday, I think. And then Good Friday, normally at our church on Good Friday, we would get together. Sometimes, at NRG, sometimes at TSU. So we could try to have more of us together at one time instead of having 4 services. Because there's people at Wheeler that if you said, I go to Wheeler, they would say I go to Wheeler too. They go to the 7:15 and they go to the one they never met before. They never seen each other before. Right. So sometimes he likes, with the church, we like to do where maybe we just have 2 services, and that way some of the other family, because we're family, get to meet each other. We're also doing what we call our family groups, Lord's Supper. This week we do that. That's another thing that we do to kind of create that fellowship. And then next Sunday, like I told y'all, I will be at NRG in my car or in some chairs by my car, but Wheeler's going to broadcast. It'll be the first time we've really been present with each other since the pandemic. So I'm super excited about that. And we've done a lot of things on Zoom and whatever, but this in person. Yeah.
We've been doing, like I said, a lot of drive-by type events, with celebration for Pastor Stevenson and Sister Sonia. Tomorrow we got a Cajun Fest tomorrow. Cool. Out there from 3 to 7. So I can put the link in there for that too. I'll be DJing out there tomorrow. And you can drive by up in your car, get your food. You can park over a little certain place. Y'all and your people can get out there and have a little good time, eat your food, and pull on out. But it's one of the things we normally do every year. I think sometimes there can be an exception because in some instances it's necessary to compartmentalize due to the circumstance. Yeah, I tend to go back and forth, but I'm working on balancing with my therapist. Here's the thing. I think it's just like I was telling Kieran the other day that he's an auditory person. I think we are all things. We know how to operate in all of them, but I just think one of them we are. More predominant. We tend to lean toward more than anything else. Right. And it's like I was telling Kieran, he's an auditory person, and auditory people, when they speak, they don't want to be interrupted. If you interrupt them, they feel like they got to start from the very beginning because you may have missed something, and they will start all over. They will. And so you got to be very careful with them. And now and you can tell an auditory person because they won't interrupt you. They won't just jump in all willy-nilly and jump into the mix. Right. And they use words that are auditory words. Hey, listen to me. Did you hear what I said? Right. Stuff like that. Then you got visual people. Mm-hmm. You got visual people, they're, hey, look at this. Or did you see what I said? You see where I'm coming from? Right. Everything is there. Those are the words that dominate them with visual people. So visual people, they're in and out. I'm a kinetic person. Kinetic people are all over the place. They're feelies, and they going to go on what word feels right to say at the time. So that's why, like I said, I'm scrambling braining right now, trying to think, all right, what is the right word? I'm going to circle around in my brain and try to establish the right word. Right. So that's me right there. And I think the same thing with these houses. Mm-hmm. We're all a little bit of both, right? You learn you can operate in both, but primarily there's one. If you had to be put into one category, put me over here.
So how does one determine which one of those things that you are? Did you take some kind of test, or did you just pay attention to what,
I took a test.
And in 1 second.
I think you're a kinetic person.
I would think that too.
I think you're a feel, and I think that's the reason why we get along.
Yeah. like what the other one is saying, and
well, it's that, and then if you jump in on something, I'm not offended, and it doesn't appear that if I cut you off, you're offended either. I think, but if you were an auditory person, you'd be offended. Like, this dude keep cutting me off. I said something, and now I've got to start all over. I got to start all over again.
Look, you see how thrown off I was when you were like, the people over here didn't hear the prayer, and I had to say it again. I was like, okay. Oh, hold on 1 second. I got it. The guy's calling.
Okay. Yeah, it spills. Yeah, and I think if y'all take a little time, you'll be able to figure yourself out. Or better yet, do you all know what you are? Are you kinetic? Are you auditory? Or are you a visual person? Which one? Which one y'all stand in allegiance with? Diva Soul Stars used to be a member of We Love. Okay. Creole Hot Sauce. Go. What's going on? What's up, Patrice? How you doing this morning? How you doing? Get down, clown. Oh, I got to shout out to Broken Dollar. Broken Dollar is on here, and Broken Dollar, I got to post the video. Took my car to get detailed yesterday over there, 2919 Leland. 2919 Leland. Shop One Girl, you're kinetic. See? Yeah, one time for the kinetics. If you want to get your, I don't know if it's supposed to rain today. 2919 Leland. They open up on Thursday, but man, his team over there, Con, you are all three, but you are predominantly one more than the other. That's the thing. We all possess the traits of all of them, but if you had to lean toward one, kinetic and sometimes visual, sometimes visual person, they gave the analogy of oh no, that was a men and women thing. Good today. Hope you're doing. Yeah, we're doing well. We're doing well, Patrice. You have to but it's like honing in. Right. There's levels to it. You're probably kinetic and visual. Kinetic and visual will be my primaries too. Well, kinetic will be my primaries. Visual will be my sub-primary. I'm going to give some thought and figure out which one is dominant. Yeah, figure out which one is dominant. You think you're more visual. Find yourself catching your words. Catch your words. And see, I said catch my words. And catch is a feel thing, right? You got to feel it in your hand to catch it. So, like I said, I'm very clear on what I am. Hubby is auditory. Them auditory people, man.
So sometimes I think maybe Holland is auditory because he will tell me a story, and if you interrupt him, and I'll be like, what did you say? He starts at the very beginning again. I'm like, no,
that's right.
I got that. You don't have to.
Nope. That don't work for them. Don't work for them. They want to make sure you understand everything that has been said. They don't want to be.
Okay.
They don't.
Okay.
Yeah.
We've not talked about some craziness that's going on in Georgia. How they're trying to do that voter overhaul.
Right.
Yeah.
So explain that. Because I kind of haven't really dug deep into the story. So what you got? Hey, Kirsten.
Well, I mean, it's basically that, I don't know all the details. I just know that in a country where we say that, we want people to have their rights, and people are so adamant about their gun rights, they seem to think that everybody shouldn't have the right to vote. And it seems to me that we continue to try to. Breakfast. Is that how you ask mommy for breakfast? Breakfast. Can you say good morning? Good morning. Come here.
Good morning. Say some breakfast.
Breakfast, please. Breakfast, please.
Breakfast, please. Come here, Hudson. He's been asking though. I'm gonna have to. I am gonna have to get him. I can take my computer. I don't have to shut y'all down just yet. I can. But I got it. He has been asking. But I had the man in the house, so I wasn't going in there anyway. So, all right.
So, all right. So Georgia.
So Georgia, they're trying. I don't know if it's to like make requirements on who, but they're minimizing the ability of some people to vote. And so basically they're trying, because Stacey Abrams was able to turn Georgia blue, and so anytime, to me, your solution make people less able to vote, that says a lot about what y'all are trying to do. As a Black person, I know what that means. We know what we've been through, and it hasn't been that long ago, and that's what I keep saying. People have to remember, it hasn't been that long ago that Black women couldn't vote. Period. It hasn't been that long that Black people. I mean, think about all of the. You had to be able to count how many gumballs was in the gumball jar, and before you could vote.
The grandfather clause, all kind of stuff they put in there. They you had to pay to go vote.
Right. All these things.
And most of the time it was the amount of money they knew you didn't have.
Mm-hmm.
So you had to choose between paying or going to buy you some food for dinner.
Food. Yeah.
Like, no, thank you. They can have that voting, or the grandfather clause, or were there literacy tests too?
There were all kind of things. Had to be able to write, take a test, and it's like, come on, man.
Which preamble of the Constitution?
Right.
Come on, man.
Like, you tell me, and then we'll both know, because I bet you don't know either.
I bet you don't. I bet you don't. Which amendment gives, come on now.
Yeah.
Columbia is the capital of which city? Huh? Right. What the hell I got to do with?
Right. I don't live there. So why are you asking me about that?
Yeah. So. Patrice, you're right. We need to understand how powerful our voice is. I mean, if anything, this past election should have told us that, and how important it was to get out there and vote. Here's my problem with Black people in voting is we don't do the in-betweens.
Mm-hmm.
We'll go hard on a presidential election.
Right.
To get Obama in, to get Biden in. We didn't care so much clearly about Hillary because we didn't think that, she'd do it. It's the in-between elections. It's when, because Congress every 2, I mean, and then the Senate every 6. So, you got something going on in between in those off year, those off peak times. And because no big name, big ticket is on the item that you don't know about, that's the only thing you care about is the primary race.
Right.
But it's these 2 year and 6 years that really make the decisions that impact your life.
Right.
That's right. Right now, I bet you of the 20 people on here right now, bet you only 6 of y'all that can name what district you live in and your city council.
Well, I tell you this.
Name your everybody. Just name your district. If you can name your district, see, and a lot of people and truth and honesty, I didn't learn mine until about 2 years ago. I lived in this house for almost 12 years. I didn't know who my city council person was and what district I lived in until I had a problem with this house that was over here. That was a halfway house that was in our neighborhood. Right. And then I learned I had to figure out that I live in District K, and Martha Tatum is my city council person, and she took over for there was a guy who died, and she ended up taking over for his thing. But people don't know this stuff. Hey,
I carry my voter registration card in my wallet.
Good morning. Good morning. Good morning, everybody.
Hi, Olivia.
Did you eat breakfast? I heard something pouring in there. You made some
cereal.
Made some cereal? Okay. Daddy be there in just a second. Oh, watch this, because we were studying last night. What guy in the Bible couldn't was having a baby and an angel came to him? Zachariah. And what was the name of the angel that came to him? Gabriel. And Gabriel told Zechariah that he and his wife were going to have a baby. But Zechariah said, guess what?
We're too old.
We're too old. So, and because he said he was too old and because he didn't believe, what did God do?
He couldn't talk until the baby was born.
That's right. Couldn't talk until the baby was born because he was supposed to name the baby. You need to go get your book and remember. He wrote it down. Name him. He's Jesus' cousin. Remember?
John.
That's it. Tell the story, Olivia.
Yeah. And who else did Gabriel go see to tell him that they were having a baby?
His wife's sister.
And her name, what was the baby that they were having? Jesus. What was Jesus' mommy and daddy name? You remember? Mary and
Joseph.
there you go. Good job.
Right. Good job, Olivia.
Great job. Great job. So that was our studying yesterday, and we were looking at maps. We were looking at maps, and she wanted to see where Jerusalem was and Bethlehem and all the places. They did a lot of walking, right?
Mm-hmm. Oh my gosh.
Riding.
And donkey riding,
Yes,
right?
They did.
And donkey riding. So great job.
Great job, Olivia.
I give him the dog some food. Give him some food, and I'll be in there just a second, okay? All right, baby. Love you. Yeah. So no. She was on it. We got a little baby Bible, so it just give like the dope stories.
We need to pull ours out, and we didn't start doing that again. I've been the preacher has been remiss in the children.
I understand. It's just like it's like the little kid. I taught him how to DJ, and I was like, oh my God, he knows more than my kids.
Wow.
This is terrible.
Wow.
I gotta get my game up. But all right. Oh. All right. This is just because this is just excitement and learning. Hold on. All right, you have to help me here. What's the verse? All things come together.
All things work together for good for those who are the called. No, just because you asked me, I'm like, what?
All things come together for the good of those who love the Lord and
according to His purpose.
According to His purpose.
Yeah. All
right. So we were talking about that in Bible study last night. I'm gonna say this, and I ain't gonna hold y'all and keep y'all up. But I just want to, and here we go, kinetic. I'm all over the place. I'm scrambling all over the place because I
love the energy, though. I love the energy
because I got a billion ideas I want to tell you. The overall arcing theme is, man, y'all gotta study, and now I'm starting to get it.
Woo!
I'm starting to.
That made me happy.
I'm starting to get it as far as the studying is concerned, because if you just take a verse and not put it in total context, it removes
the true meaning.
The true meaning of it. And, hold on, I want to read this.
You did right now. Come here.
Okay. Ask for breakfast. Eat your breakfast. Eat your breakfast. Eat your breakfast. Look. Say your grace.
Romans 8:28. Okay, it's 8:28. Hold on. Give me some. Hold up.
I'm taking my supplements from Dr. Fisher.
Okay. All right. 8:28.
Okay. Hold on.
And we all know that God causes all things to work together for good of all those who love God, to those who are called according to His purpose. So for many years, I know I can't be alone as the only person that says, we know that all things work together for all things work together. I think a lot of people stop right there. You know, that whatever
Work together for good.
they're together for good. Right. A lot of people pause it and stop it right there. And, you know, leaning on this wishful belief that no matter what you did or done or was happening to you, it's, you know, in the end, it's going to be all right because all things come to, you know, together for the good. But there's the part in there, there's a catch. And the catch is for the good of those who love God. Now, that's not the only part. You got to love God and you got to be living according to his purpose that he went for. So if you just think all willy-nilly, all right, go ahead and get it. If you think that just, you know, well, you know, I lost this job, but you know, it's all gonna come together for the good. No, do you love God? Do you love him? You're on mute, babe.
When you think about God will grant you the desires of your heart within his will. So you can desire in your heart, but it's not within God's will for you.
Right.
So that's for me, my prayer was, God, if it's you said, and this is another thing that the more you know the word of God, the more you're able to pray in his word and pray on his promises. Right. So I said, God, you said in your word that you would grant me the desires of my heart within your will. So if something, I asked him, if this is not your will for me, take away the desire. And that could be for anything. In my instance, it was kids. I was like, I really, really, really want kids. That is the desire of my heart to have children. But if that's not your desire for me, Lord, if that's not your will for me, take away the desire. Mm-hmm. Because I knew I could be happy without having children. Many people have very full and exciting and fun lives and they don't have kids. But that was my desire in my heart. And so I was like, if this is not in your will for me, then take away the desire. It's a hard prayer to pray.
Ooh, yeah. Yeah. Patrice says, will and purpose. Most don't know what the purpose is. Yeah, and that's the conjunction junction, right? That's the
right. That's why you got to be reading your word. Because how you gonna know his purpose? How you gonna live according to his purpose if you don't know it?
And you don't know what your purpose is. You don't know what your purpose is, and so that stuck out to me yesterday from Bible class, and it stuck out to me for a couple of reasons. One, because I never put those, like I said, the 2 + 2 = 4 in it. I always just looked at the end and never see how do we get to 4.
Well, and also it's not just your purpose, it's according to his purpose. Right. So you've got to read your Bible to understand what God's purpose is. And then I would encourage you, and I think we have it on our church website. I'm not sure. I think we do. But I would encourage you, if you're still trying to figure out, and many of us are, so this is not, no shade here. And all of us have one. You should consider doing a spiritual gifts inventory. A spiritual gift inventory will kind of show you, answer some questions, and it will kind of show you like where your gifts are. And so that would be one thing I would encourage you to do. And some of us, we're walking in our purpose and we don't know it, but we are doing it, right? So Renita, just in what I know about you, I would say you have a gift of hospitality. Like, you care about people, you want to take care of people. That is something that I see. I don't know, but yeah,
I never thought of it, but when you say it, it doesn't disagree with my spirit. Right. Yeah.
So,
that in education, my preacher told me that there's a spirit of education on me.
Oh yeah,
and that is most certainly from my grandfather, my grandmother.
They were too, for sure.
What's that?
I say your grandmother too, for sure.
Yeah, she, she got this school name. Oh, she said she saw us on TV.
Oh,
She saw us on YouTube. It's funny. It's funny.
she had to come tell you that.
They're gonna let me know. She's been peeking in the room. I see you on TV.
Oh, I'll have to tell Holland that.
And she says she sees herself too. Yeah.
Because Holland he's like, so are you on TV? I have to tell him. Yeah.
Oh, but yeah, they said the spirit of education. And I started thinking about it. Like the reason I was doing Sample Tuesdays was to educate people. Like, okay, I know you like this song, but let me show you where this came from. Right. And all this other kind of stuff like that. So I don't know.
I think mine would probably be education as well, or like I have this really thirst for knowledge and constant improvement, but I also I have, like I told you, I've been in church my whole life, not saying I've been living right my whole life, but I've been in church.
Church finger.
But I think that my grandfather, my father's father, I would sit on the deacon row with him from a little girl. My mother's father was a very strong Christian. I would spend time with him, just sitting on the porch. I don't know if you guys have like certain things you associate with certain people. Like I associate with my mom's dad. He died when I was about 5, so I don't have a lot of memories of him. But we would sit on his back porch and eat butter pecan ice cream. But I know we talked about, different things and we talked about God, but you have the people. We have a memory with my other grandfather. He went to bed really early because he got up at like the crack of dawn. But if we were in town and we came in, there was this certain place that we like to get Chinese food from. And there was this thing in Baltimore. I don't know what origin it is, but it's called yakami. And it's like noodles and it's got some pork in it and some egg. My grandfather would wake up and come downstairs and then pull the food towards him. Now it was food we brought. And then he would take the pork and the egg out, which was what a lot of people liked, and eat it. My grandfather was really little, like maybe 150 soaking wet.
Wow.
He was very wiry, but he could. He would come down and eat with us. Like, I don't care what time of night we came in.
And see, I guess it's amazing. And here we go talking about food because that always.
Of course.
I
took it there this time.
It came to it. You just gave 2 examples of food: the butter pecan ice cream and the noodles. But that just made me think about, like I said, all the people in our life. Like I said, my grandma. When I think about my grandmother used to make. There's a lot of dope things my grandmother used to make. She made this dope sausage and dirty rice thing for breakfast with like a little tomato paste. Oh. She would have that for breakfast. And she would overnight. She'd cut the strawberries, and she would cut strawberries, put a little sugar on it, let it sit overnight. Tamla, we lost you on the picture.
Did you?
Yeah, he reset on yours.
Okay.
Then she cut some cantaloupe and put those strawberries in with the cantaloupe. Delicious.